welcome to episode 6 of the Swinburne Pop Culture Club podcast. The topic we've got for this week is social media. My name's Brie, and today we have Danny and Ben helping out with this discussion. Do you guys want to say hi?
Hi there.
Hey.
So, what would you guys refer, what's your early memories of social media? Like, how did you come about using social media?
Jeez, I think it's got to be Facebook, right? They kind of kicked it off.
I used Kik first, and like all of those small messaging services. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Kik.
There was also a really strange one that actually got a bit dodgy towards the end. It was called Whisper, and it was like a weird anonymous posting.
That's still a thing, I think.
I haven't touched that in ages.
But would you call Kik, social media? Because it really was just like messaging. Like, where do we draw the line? Like, messaging
I think a social media, honestly, is a form of media on which people are social. I think it's a very broad definition, but I think that's all we've got, honestly.
So I just looked up the definition. It's a form of electronic communication, so like website, social networking, microblogging through online things. So it is. If we're going by what I would call the official definition, but it definitely changes depending on the person.
Yeah, because I don't see Messenger as social media, but I guess by definition it would be.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, there are a lot of things which people wouldn't necessarily it wouldn't be a go-to thought, like this is a social media. Like, until just recently I started thinking about Discord as a social media, which it clearly is, even though it's predominantly just for messaging.
Yeah. I feel like that's slightly different there's so many different types of social media. Discord is very restrictive, and so if you have a server, only the people on the server can see it. And that's similar to Facebook and Instagram in the fact that only people who you are friends with can see it. But then on Facebook, you can also make it so your posts are public. So anyone with a link or on a page will be able to see it.
And there are public sites and walls and walls of news and things like that, where it's more like a go-to for your day-to-day information, where Discord is more just talking with your friends.
Yeah, although I don't know how much I trust news on Facebook.
I think there have been issues with misinformation. I just see a lot of the article headlines, the maybe 2 minutes a day I'm on Facebook, and I'm like, nah, I don't even want to think that. I think it's because it's so easy for anyone these days with social media and with the internet to just create whatever you want and create a headline that maybe it's technically based on a real event, but the headline is so misleading, so clickbait, because to grab people's attention.
Yeah, especially because there's no real screening process. Like, you can be just some random person off the street, masquerading as a news website, and you can spread insane amounts of propaganda and try to convince people of certain views and opinions.
Yeah, I knew
could be
this would
potentially
come
really
up.
dangerous. Yeah, I think it's kind of hard for you to talk about social media without talking about the potentials for misinformation. I think that without getting too, I don't want to say political, but talking about the pandemic and stuff is. I know a lot of things. I think Facebook got in a lot of trouble for the amount of misinformation about the vaccines, and I think that's an issue with social media.
On TikTok and Facebook, they now have a report button for. I'm not sure if Facebook had this before, but I know TikTok didn't. It's a report button for misinformation, because people were spreading misinformation about vaccines and politicians and things like that.
For YouTube, I believe there is a similar kind of report thing, or if something in the title or the description about something like the pandemic or a politician or a very popular event, there will be a thing underneath taking you to, I think, a Wikipedia page. I think it depends on what it is that's about the event. So obviously Wikipedia isn't obviously the most credible source, but that's a whole other discussion, I guess. But yeah, so it's like, this is more information about this, or especially I think if it had to do with coronavirus and the vaccine, there would always be like they started to have like a link underneath to find out more information, because they can't police every single video to work out, oh, that's not correct, or oh, the science is a bit iffy on that one. So
Yeah.
they put that in.
That happened on that's on Facebook and Instagram too. I saw a meme and it was literally just the word vaccination, and the cool thing was this was an image, it wasn't text. So they're going through images, I imagine, with algorithms as well, and they're being like, is this related to a specific event? And so down the bottom it had, you can read more information about the pandemic here, or about COVID or whatever it was.
I think that's a good thing for the organization, like for all the different social media platforms to do, because it's a way of making them not look like they're taking a certain side on things, but more of a, if you want more information about it, go here, to kind of...
Yeah, that's true.
Like inform yourself.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it that way actually, because I feel like there's two sides to it. One is it could just be the companies protecting themselves
Yeah.
from misinformation, and the other side is they actually want to spread good information. But I feel like if they actually want to spread good information, oh sorry, not misinformation, then they would be stricter on what people can post. So I definitely feel like that is more of they're protecting the company rather than actually trying to do good.
Yeah, but if they appear like they're doing good, then... Yeah, so we might even get a thing under our podcast video if we keep mentioning the vaccine and coronavirus. So we might want to talk about maybe...
flagged.
Yeah, we might talk about maybe social media more generally. So you said Facebook probably being the first your first introduction, Ben?
Yeah, so there was a whole thing of like, should you go on Facebook? Or I don't think you were even allowed to go on Facebook when you were a certain age. I think it was 13. That's when, I don't know if that's still the case, but when you turned 13, like all the kids would be like, yeah, I got my Facebook account, it's not a big deal or anything. Like, acting as if they're such hot shit. So
they got all their they don't need to use their fake account anymore. They can use their real name and all that.
Yeah, it was like a status symbol in early high school.
I never bothered with a fake account or anything like that. I did switch accounts though, because I had some, like primary school Danny is very different to high school and then uni, and I don't want some of the things I posted like on my accounts.
I remember on my 13th birthday, my dad was like, okay, it's your 13th birthday, you have to get a Facebook. But because I think, one of the older people in my year level, I was like, no one uses Facebook. Everyone uses Instagram. So, like, I technically got it on my 13th birthday and had to friend all my extended family because I didn't have any friends that were on Facebook. So, I think it's interesting. Some people, it's like, it's the cool thing to do, and other people, like, no, we're on Instagram. We're doing that.
Like, the cool kids are on Instagram.
Because Instagram did come out later, but I think the demographic was definitely more like, it was posting pictures versus like Facebook, which I think was more everything. I think for younger people, it was easier.
Yeah, it was more targeted. It was like it was an entirely different beast. Like, this is where you show the updates happening in your life visually, where Facebook was like, tell people what's going on. But then it was also like a bit of a back and forth, like Instagram would try to replicate Facebook and Facebook would try to replicate Instagram, until eventually
Facebook bought them.
they just bought them.
Yeah.
Get it out of the way.
We're going to copy you this much, we're just going to buy your company.
The ultimate power move.
Yeah.
But now this is still happening with like Instagram and TikTok. You know, like
Yeah,
it's a constant back and forth
like with
of trying
Snapchat
to
and
one
other
up each
social
other.
media.
Who bought
Um,
Snapchat?
it was, um,
Ah,
oh, I
the
actually don't.
notes.
I wrote a couple of notes down beforehand of like when things were established, just so I have a bit of a overview. And I don't have like when Snapchat was bought. Um, but so yeah,
Okay,
I don't know
cool.
that. Um, but yeah, I think Snapchat's quite interesting in like it started as just messaging one on one or like maybe small groups of people. I think purely photos, and then they brought in text, like photos that would disappear and then text that would disappear.
Yeah, the whole thing with Snapchat was that that whole disappearing pictures thing, like there was a very fleeting kind of aspect to it. Like with other things, it would kind of be up there forever, and like the whole your parents would say, don't post things on the internet that you don't want every like your future employees to see. Like, but Snapchat became very much like, hit me up, hit my line. It's chill because it's gonna disappear, and it
Yep.
was kind of that was its whole thing.
Yeah, I didn't think about that in like the whole when I think it kind of came because Snapchat was, yeah, 2011. It was, I think, when people were becoming more aware of things you post on the internet are there forever in terms of digital footprint,
Mm,
and so people thought this was like a loophole in that. And then later down the line, it was released that no, they keep copies of everything for legal, like for in case of legal reasons or like crimes and stuff like that. If they have to
yeah.
for some reason be able to find what they posted, so they do keep a copy of it. And I know that
Mm.
freaked out a lot of people.
Yeah,
I when it
understandably.
when it first
Mm.
came out, I remember like walking down the street and getting my username, which is I'll just say it, it's danielsmith.com, and I was so happy that I got it. It was in year
Hmm.
six, so it was still fairly new, but I didn't know that that was what pulled people towards it. Because being from like I was only in year six, but I was really interested in technology, so I knew that people like you can't just delete things. It's still in there. It's still going to be on their servers. Um,
Hmm.
so from you guys, was that actually the pull because it appeared to be deleting things?
For me, it was more like you get it because everyone else has it. Like you
Mm.
kind of you're not going to be up to date with all of the hip happening business that your friends are talking about. Like they're
Yeah.
all on Snapchat doing the trendy dog filters. Like you kind of
Yeah.
there's a social pressure. I think that's what it was for me
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah, I think for me it was similar in that all your friends had it, and at the time it was just for messaging. You didn't have the Discover or the stories yet. Um,
Mm.
yeah, so it was just you wanted to set up, yeah, stay up to date with friends, and I think when they did release the stories, it was the stories could only last 24 hours, so you wanted to make sure that you saw it, so you knew what was happening, or like that you watched it
Mm.
because like your friend posted, so you want to watch it because they're your friend.
Yeah,
Um,
it's like
and
staying in the loop.
especially Yeah, and especially when the filters came out,
Hmm.
I think
That
the
was a
one that
big draw.
it just that just skyrocketed. I think Snapchat's popularity. I think it was is it the rainbow vomit? I think that's what they referred to it as. You'd open your mouth and it
Yeah.
just made this long rainbow that came out. I remember that like took over the internet for a decent period of time.
Mm.
And so you wanted to be in on the action. You wanted to be in with what the cool kids were doing and what was trendy. So I think that definitely made the platform like really solidified it as
Yeah,
as like an actual
it made
social
it
media.
unique. Mm.
Yeah.
But
And
then,
then
as we were saying, it got copied and replicated
yeah.
countless times, and it's kind of died
Mm,
since.
yeah, I think because what made Snapchat different was the fact that everything like had a time limit on it, and now that like Instagram, which already had quite a big base, and Facebook, which I think is dying, um, or
Yeah.
like they introduced stories as well that were only up for a period of time. I think what made Snapchat special wasn't unique anymore, so everyone just kind of grew out of it. I
Hmm.
think.
Yeah, it was more of like a passing phase. It's a bit of a
Yeah.
trend, but I feel like it would have stuck if uh, Facebook and Instagram and TikTok didn't really come along and take that short form media away from them. Like they were kind of the kings for a little bit, but then like TikTok especially kind of really just blew up, became insane.
Yeah, that short attention span just keeps getting shorter. I don't understand like why that short media more with Snapchat sort of works. Like it feels like it's really playing on you don't want to miss out, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a bit iffy to me. Um, just pulling
like
users into your app because you don't want to miss out on what your friends are doing. It's
are you
It
saying it's
works.
morally iffy, Dan?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think I agree.
But I think there's a lot of things that are just morally iffy about social media now,
Oh
if
yeah.
you want to go down that road. But
I
if you
know.
want to, yeah, look at what you're talking about, the short attention spans. I know that I think that's why Vine, you had 7 seconds to
Mm,
engage people and really playing
Yeah.
on that short attention span. Um,
I loved Vine.
Vine, I only really got into it like just before I died.
I
Oh
completely
no.
missed the boat. I was
It's
so out
Yeah.
of the loop.
it's still
Oh
on
no,
YouTube. It's not too late.
I've watched. I'm not saying I'm not familiar with the content on Vine. I've watched countless Vine compilations and all the memes. I know Free Shavakadu. It's funny. I get it. It's a good joke.
It's very old now though.
It is.
Yeah.
It's really old. It makes me feel like an old, disgusting man. because because I stopped
Yeah.
using TikTok as well because I just found myself like glued to it for hours on end. And then
Yeah,
like
That's the
I've
problem.
after 2 hours I'd like look up from my phone and I wouldn't remember a single TikTok that I just watched because it's just like a blur in my memory, just a wall of what the hell did I just see? Because
yeah.
it's so much to take in.
I've uninstalled it twice now. And I'm like, every time I install it, it's like late at night, and I'm like, I've got this. I won't like waste my time endlessly just scrolling, and then I'll find
It's
myself like the
addictive.
next morning for an hour. Yeah,
That's the thing.
It's like a drug.
That you. I'm trying to work out how to word this. Sorry. It's designed to keep your attention, and I think
Yes,
TikTok has worked very well in their algorithm to keep your attention.
it's
Like, for
perfected
example,
it.
one of the reasons I didn't like it to begin with was the fact that the videos play automatically. You don't have time to like look at it before playing it, which means one, it's already a play as soon as you've scrolled past it. Like that person
Hmm.
gets a view. I think that's how it's calculated. Um, and so like you don't have a second to process what you've just watched before moving on to the next one. And
Mm.
that's where it works. It tries to keep your attention with these lots of little bursts of videos, I guess.
And I don't think
Yeah.
we can talk about TikTok without mentioning the algorithm that, perfectly finds out what you like and every, like, all the little details that, like, it feeds you what you want to see. And at the times you want
Yeah.
to see it. It's like inside your head. It's addictive. It's, like, catered to you. It's
yeah.
insanely hard to stop using. It's mad.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure if you've seen the Social Dilemma. I knew I'd bring this movie up. It goes into the
Oh,
algorithms of Facebook and Instagram and all that.
is that the documentary? Sort of
Yes,
where they kind
yeah,
of
it
play it
is.
out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have. It's a good watch. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm sure that the notifications are run in a similar fashion where it's like, oh, they wake up or they usually get on the app at this time and they're not on it, so let's send them a
Hmm.
notification.
For anyone who hasn't watched that documentary, it's visualized very well with like little people inside your phone, and it really makes it easy to understand. And it's a little bit eye opening in certain bits.
Yeah.
But it's a good gateway into like finding out all the crazy shit that social media does behind your back.
Yeah. I think whether or not you agree with how the algorithm kind of works out what you like and when you're on it and what things you pay attention to, they do it very well. Like as you said, Facebook and Instagram, their algorithms like work really well, but I think TikTok just worked on a whole new level. Like it perfected it, I'd say. Like
Mm.
regardless if you like it or not, it perfected how to do an algorithm, in
But
my
then
opinion at least.
there's the whole controversial side of they're using your data like for whatever. I've not really looked into it, but like a lot of people were upset because they were uh, really like looking at your private biz and doing some hocus
Just
pocus, which I've not researched at all, so I won't speak too uh, in depth about what I know about it. But
yeah. So does TikTok share a lot of data then? Like, do you know that much or?
I think the situation was at least people were saying don't take any of this at face value. It's very much just what I've heard around. But I've heard that TikTok kind of looked at all of your data, shared it around, kind of uh, put it out where it shouldn't be again. Like
Yeah.
I'm not familiar, but I heard it was
Yeah.
a situation.
Yeah. I think it's interesting, like how simply just sharing messages to one another, or like I think like the very beginning of social media, I would argue with like MySpace, such a like simple concept. I don't even know if MySpace had an algorithm or anything. Like from
Mm.
MySpace to TikTok, like that's not a huge,
That's,
like it was only like 15 years between the
Oh
beginning
yeah,
of TikTok, beginning of MySpace to the beginning of TikTok, but it's just gotten so
it's
high
such
tech.
yeah, it's such a jump between the two. Um,
Yeah.
I don't even know if I assume not, but I don't think MySpace would have had very many algorithms, if any at all.
Mm. Yeah, I never used
mm.
it, so I would not know.
Did you use it, Ben?
I did not use MySpace.
Okay.
Like I said, Facebook started me off, and even since then, I've been very reluctant to get into social media because I've got uh, a bit of an addictive personality, I might say. Like if I were to start going down that rabbit hole of like Twitter and Facebook and all that crazy news and funny pictures, I would spend countless hours. Just my life would waste away.
Yeah. Alright. Well, do we want to wrap it up there and move on to our game for today?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So for this game that we want to do, we thought we'd bring in another member to run this for us. Oscar, do you want to
Hello.
introduce yourself?
Do I need to? I've been on every single podcast thus far. Just when you thought you were rid of me, I'm still
He's
here.
back.
I've been here the entire time. And for your pleasure, for your gaming something or other pleasure, I have collected 10 celebrity tweets, and I'm gonna read them to you one by one, and it's up to you three and the people listening at home to see if you can guess which celebrity tweeted it. It all ties up very neatly into our social media theme, I thought.
Very much. What do we win?
So
What's our prize if we
you win my
we get 'em all
eternal admiration, and by eternal I mean for the next 20 minutes or so. So
That's the only thing I've ever wanted in my entire life.
It's extremely high value.
oh god, someone finally values my opinion. Again for my brain breaking into like
Pressure's on, guys.
So I guess let's get this underway. So the first tweet, which was made on the 4th of November last year, was God is so good, blushing smiley face. Today I am voting for the first time in my life for the President of the United States, and it's for someone I truly trust. Me, American flag emoji.
Can I just say who I think it is?
Can we discuss
Go
it
for
as a
it.
group before like having a
Oh,
final answer?
are we as a group?
Yes, you're all voting as a team.
Okay.
I was thinking Kanye, to be honest.
Yeah, I think
Kanye.
because you said it was me at the end, President
True,
Me.
because he
Makes me
was
think-
running.
Yeah, because he did try and run. What year was it posted again?
November 4th last year.
Definitely. It
Yeah,
has to
definitely
be.
Kanye.
You're locking
Right.
in Kanye West?
Yeah.
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 I think
You're right.
so.
It's Kanye West.
Yes.
Woo!
Insane. Crazy that he's never voted before.
Yeah. Who knows?
I'm sure he has plenty of better things to be doing.
He doesn't.
So the next one, I think this one's probably a good deal harder. So the next tweet, which was made on October 23rd of last year, is, do you think Sony would be pissed if I spontaneously uploaded a first look picture? I got Nolan's approval, so I guess they can't fire me now.
Alright, so it's a Christopher Nolan movie.
Yeah.
Ooh. When did you say it was, Oscar?
October 23rd of 2020, last year.
Last year. I'm thinking... Oh.
When you mentioned Sony, I thought it was going to be Tom Holland because he's kind of notorious for accidentally leaking things for Spider-Man, but
Oh yeah.
that's not Christopher Nolan's films.
No, I'm not sure. Is Nolan doing the new Spider-Man? That'd be
that's
kind of
Oh.
mad.
Yeah.
I don't
Because there is a Spider-Man happening soon.
Yeah, but I don't
Oh, but I don't know if that's him though.
know what Christopher Nolan's new films are.
Any insight, Dan? I'm completely lost.
No, I have no idea.
Oh
Tenet
no.
came out recently, which was Christopher Nolan, right? But I think that would have been later.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Only thing
Yeah, I
I
don't
can
think we
think
have an
of is
answer.
Justice League or like Batman or
True. Oh,
something
is it
DC. Because like
would it be Ezra Miller because he plays the Flash? I think Flash is also technically owned by. I don't know. They might be owned by Sony.
oh geez, I don't know. I'm lost.
Yeah,
What do we want to say?
I don't have anything.
Maybe Tom
I'm
Holland or
I'm gonna say Ezra Miller just because he playing the Flash and it was like his first no, because the Justice League. No, that was Zack Snyder. Oh, I don't know.
the Snyder cut.
Yeah, I don't know.
Can we give multiple answers, Oscar? Is that allowed, or can we only give
No,
one?
of course
Are we all
not.
a
Can we have a
collective,
hint?
the one team?
Do you want a
would be
hint?
lovely.
Yeah, give us a hint.
Okay. The movie in question is not a Marvel movie.
All right, I'm thinking Justice League. I don't know if there's a new one coming out, but that seems like a Nolan situation.
I don't know any Christopher Nolan films coming up. I kind of want to Google, but I feel like that's cheating.
That is absolutely cheating. All right. I'll go with your hunch,
Oh.
Brie.
Is Christopher Nolan doing the new Batman?
That's what I was thinking, but I don't know if he is or not.
Okay, I'm gonna
I-
say maybe it is, and that would be.
I don't know who's acting.
Oh my
in
gosh,
that
what's his name?
either? So.
What's the dude from Twilight? What's the
Oh,
What's the
Robert
actor's
Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that because I think.
Is
I don't
that your
know.
final guess?
That's it.
Robert-
I'll go with that
Robert
as well.
Pattinson?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. You're all going to hate me. It is Tom Holland.
Oh,
Oh.
And the movie in question is the upcoming Uncharted movie, which has nothing to do with Christopher Nolan, but the voice actor for Nathan Drake in the Uncharted games is Nolan North.
Oh.
So that's who
Right.
Tom was referring to in that tweet.
I am
It was so
not
off.
familiar with anything Uncharted, so I was lost from the beginning.
All right. Good guess though. Like I don't that one was hard. Like right. Next one. Okay. This was tweeted on June 21st this year. Happy Father's Day to all the dads, but mostly mine, who called me yesterday to remind me that he still has guitar picks from the Red Tour if they're needed.
Taylor Swift. One of her albums was called Red, wasn't it? One of her tours.
I think it was, yeah.
Because she played guitar during that era. I don't really know a lot of Taylor Swift. No one's gonna believe me after all this information. I'm gonna guess Taylor Swift because I think she had a album called Red.
All right, that's
Yeah.
as good a guess as I have. Like, I'm
Yeah.
Here's Taylor Swift.
Woo!
Yay.
Great.
Congratulations. So your score is currently 2 out of 3.
Good job, guys.
We're winning.
Next one is a bit of a legacy tweet. This was tweeted on the 28th of August, 2010. So very old tweet. I'll be interested to see. It's also a bit of a hard one, so we'll see how we go.
Throwback.
Cowabunga, dudettes. I'm so pumped to be on this surfing kick. Who else surfs out there? Gnarly day in the H2O, riding waves.
I have no idea.
What's that movie where the chickens are like riding or surfboarding? It reminds me of that so much, and I don't know when that came
Surf's
out.
Up.
Yeah, that's it.
That could easily be 2010, but it could also be earlier.
Yeah. And I don't know any of the actors or the voice actors from that.
I think Shia was in it. I think he was the main penguin, Shia LaBeouf. But like honestly, if that's the only lead I've got. Do we want to go for a punt? Say Shia.
I want to go with
Sure.
that. Yeah.
Or do we want to go hint?
Do we get more points if we don't get a hint, or do we get the hint?
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think it
there's,
matters.
there's no difference. The only thing you
Right.
get if you don't get a hint is your own boosts your own pride, knowing you didn't need a hint. So,
Imagine if it was Shia and we didn't get
so
it.
do you want it?
It'd be
Do you want a hint?
yes.
Yes.
Okay. So this person, I'm trying to think of a hint because I didn't trouble myself to write any down.
Good.
Okay, well, I'll give you kind of 2 hints. It has nothing to do, as far as I know, with Surf's Up.
Oh, damn it.
I'll tell you that much. And I believe this person, this is going to give it away immediately,
That's fine.
but they did break the internet one time.
Well, that doesn't help me at all.
A lot of
Wreck-It
people have
Ralph.
broken the internet.
I know Wreck-It Ralph broke the internet, but that's not.
Yeah.
Who voiced Wreck-It Ralph? I feel like this is some kind of cryptic, like a roundabout way of saying it's the voice actor of Wreck-It Ralph, but it could also just be a statement.
I have no idea. I've got no clue for this one.
Yeah, I don't have any ideas.
Are you going to pass this one then? This is a hard one, I'll admit. I deliberately picked a very hard tweet for this particular celebrity.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we're
I'm
saying
happy
Shia
to-
LaBeouf
Okay,
from Surf's
it is
Up.
not Shia LaBeouf. It is
Sure.
Kim Kardashian West.
Oh.
What?
All right.
Do we have the context
Was
of why?
Was it
No, we don't.
ironic?
I
Was it serious? Is this?
have no idea.
Oh.
I just knew I
Was
needed
she
a
trying
tweet from.
to relate
I
to the
I knew I
Surfy
needed a
Boys?
tweet from Kim Kardashian, but I needed it to be something very unobvious. So that's why I went with.
Right.
All right. Next one. All right. This was tweeted. I have no idea when. Oh well, doesn't matter. The tweet is: my daughter's only 6 months old and already drawing. I'd hang it on the fridge, but honestly, it's absolute garbage.
Ryan Reynolds, I'm sure. It's gotta be.
That does sound like something he would say.
I swear I've
I'm-
heard him say that.
I'm happy to go with Ryan Reynolds. That sounds very
Sure,
much
I
on
don't
brand
really
for
know who
him.
else.
It is indeed Ryan Reynolds.
Yes.
Congratulations, Dan.
That's a very
Yes.
famous tweet. I feel like a lot of people have seen that. Like I never even browse. I don't even browse Twitter that much, and like I knew of that tweet.
Yeah. I
before
just know that he likes to talk about his wife and his kids in a very particular way.
He trash talks them.
All right.
There's love. There's love there.
Yeah.
Next one. Okay. This was tweeted on December 4, 2009. So another very old one.
Ooh.
Why is Rhode Island nor a road or an island?
So
That could be
dumb.
anyone. This is early Twitter, I think.
Oh god, that's so broad.
You'll know what Rhode Island, right? Rhode Island is right, the American state.
Yeah.
That's where those chickens are from. I love the pause.
Can we have a hint for this one? Because I have no idea.
So it's such an odd question that it sounds like it could have been asked by a baby. Baby. Who?
Justin Bieber?
Correct, Dan.
Hey.
Wow.
I just wanted to move on from that
Oh.
after I said that sentence. That's why I didn't wait.
That's very
All right.
fair.
Next one. I knew that was going to give it away, but I also knew that was a really hard one. So like I kind of wanted to give it to you. The next one, I don't have a date for this one either. But, the tweet goes, does anyone think global warming is a good thing? I love Lady Gaga. I think she's a really interesting artist.
What a weird tweet.
There's so much went on in that tweet.
Makes me think of like Ariana Grande or.
And I do have a hint for this one if you want it.
I would love it. I don't know about you guys, but I am.
Yeah, hit us with the hint.
Oh, and also, I just noticed I do have a date. This one was posted on the 10th of February 2011. Yeah, so my hint for this one
It's not Ariana
is
Grande.
there are people who often think that this person should be left alone and also be freed.
Free. I feel like there's a hashtag that was popular. Free someone.
Oh, is it Britney?
Is that it?
The Britney Spears?
That's a similar energy to Ariana Grande.
Are you going to lock in Britney Spears?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Britney
It
Spears.
is indeed Britney Spears.
Yeah.
What
That
a
was a thing, right?
strange
Free
tweet.
Britney. It's such a
Yeah.
weird tweet.
It was.
All right.
Mental.
Next tweet. This one is going to be very hard for me to read out, so you just have to bear with me a moment. Lots of exclamation marks, then a whole bunch of numbers and more letters. It's a bunch of number, letter, and punctuation vomit. I could actually try and type. I should have tried to. Oh, it doesn't matter because we're in a podcast.
Can you say it again?
Donald Trump.
Here, I'll read it out. I'll read it out letter by letter for you because I think that's probably the best way for me to convey it. So
Yeah.
A H H H H H R H R G R G R G R R R G U R B H J B E O R W P S O J W P J O R G W O I R G W S G O D E W P G O H E P W09 J J E D P O K S D, lots of exclamation marks, 0924 Q U 8T 63095 JRGHWPE 09 UJ 0P0PWHRGW.
Is this a super secure password suggested by Google?
Quite possibly. And it was posted on the
I would have
7th of
laughed so
November
hard if you
2012.
Just kept going.
Yeah, I have no. I feel like anyone could have posted that. Honestly.
I feel
Um,
like this is someone
who has
pocket
pocket
dialed,
dialed,
who has written the text,
written
in,
the
their
text
pocket,
in their pocket.
and I feel
I
like
feel
it
like
could be
it could be
Donald
Donald Trump.
Okay,
I'm
would you
not
like a
entirely
hint?
sure.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Yes.
get hint.
Right. The way this person dresses is often just as strange, if not stranger, than this tweet.
The way they dress.
I'm thinking because it's an older tweet, maybe Lady Gaga, because she was known for kind of
Yeah.
some crazy outfits.
She does wear
I don't
those
know.
meat dresses. She has been known to do that from time to time.
I have no input for this. I have no idea.
Danny's given up. Are you gonna
That
lock
is
in
like
Lady
you.
Gaga?
That is the go-to, strange dressing person. Sure, let's go, Lady Gaga.
It is indeed Lady Gaga.
Nice.
Amazing.
All right.
He really has a
Only
way with
two-
words.
I have no idea what the context for that tweet is either, so don't ask. Okay, next tweet. This is from the 18th of June, 2013. And I feel like this one's going to be pretty easy. Do you think Putin will be going to the Miss Universe pageant in November in Moscow? If so, will he become my new best friend?
Is this one Donald Trump?
Is that your official answer?
Surely not. Surely that's not.
Yeah.
I mean, he did say Kofefe.
I think that was crazy because it was the only thing that, like, was it? I don't know.
Who else would be rubbing shoulders with Putin? I can't think of a.
I don't know.
I'm happy
but
to
no
say
idea for
Donald
this one.
Trump. If you guys,
Yeah. Let's
Sure.
do Trump. Yeah.
It is Trump.
What a guy.
And I had to go to a lot of work to find that tweet because his Twitter's been deleted, so I couldn't just go to his Twitter feed and browse it.
Thank you. Doing us an
Obviously, I had to
national
include
service,
one.
an international
I
service.
couldn't do a guess that celebrity tweet without including a Trump tweet, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. Last one. Bit of challenging one, but I'll be interested to see whether you guys know it. During lockdown, while many other artists are doing mini concerts from their homes, I thought I'd do you all a favor and not.
all right.
Who doesn't like
So-
their own music?
What's an artist that
either-
hasn't done some kind of thing? I feel like a lot of artists haven't done anything.
It's also one person. Like, it's not a band.
Oh, okay.
Because of the way it's phrased, I'm assuming that.
I'm thinking not super poppy. I think they've got more of a dry kind of vibe, given the tone of the tweet.
Yeah.
I'd love a hint. That'd be so nice for me.
Yeah. Can we have a hint?
A hint? Okay. This person does love telling people you're beautiful.
Oh, is that Justin Timberlake? You're beautiful. That one.
I don't know who
Do you want me to
sang
keep singing?
that.
I'll keep singing if you would like me to. That'd be great for the
Oh,
podcast.
that's James Blunt, isn't it?
I don't
You're
know.
beautiful. I think it might be James Blunt. That feels like also how he would talk to his audience. He's kind of known for being kind
Would-
of.
Would you say
interesting
he's
on-
very? Would you say he's very blunt with his audience?
Editor, please do not include any like stage laughs.
I'm the editor. I am God. I'm gonna loop it.
Damn it.
Play it again, me. Would you say he's very blunt with his audience? I'm amazing.
You're just creating
I've-
more work for yourself.
You know what? I'm fine with that.
Is it James Blunt?
Yeah.
It is
I'm fine
James
with
Blunt.
James Blunt.
Yeah.
Yes.
Brie, MVP. Well done, guys.
Oh.
That was the last one. I think you got 8 out of 10. You
That's
only missed.
pretty
good.
What was it? Was it 9? You didn't get Tom Holland's tweet. And no, that might have been it. I think you got every other tweet. Yeah, so 9 out of 10 actually.
Really?
Probably because
No, I
think
we
it was
missed
because you
the
got James-
Kim Kardashian.
We didn't
Oh,
get
yeah,
the
yeah.
Kardashian and we didn't get the.
didn't I get? I thought you got Kim Kardashian because I told you that they broke the internet. No, you
No,
didn't.
we
Because
didn't
you
get
thought it was Wreck-It Ralph or something.
Are you not keeping
Like,
score?
Of course not.
Either way, we did better than I thought.
8 out of 10. Well done. That concludes this game.
Yay.
Awesome. Thank you, Oscar, for being our quiz master host for that. Yeah, before we wrap up, do we have any recommendations for this week?
Oh, you know we have those recommendations.
You want to go first?
Okay, so when I said, you know, we have those recommendations, I was talking more generally. I have not come up with the recommendation. You know what, though? I
Okay.
will. Give me... No, yeah, Dan, you go first while I
I
look
have
at my
two very like
list.
mainstream recommendations. Oh, one isn't. So one is like Sex Education, the new season has just come
I was
out,
going to
Yeah.
and
recommend that.
Brie was going to recommend that, so I have to do that. And also Daði Freyr, as a I've forgotten where they're from, but they do really good music.
Ooh.
I don't really know how to describe it. It's very poppy and sort of doing his own thing. He has some really weird YouTube videos as well. One video is just made entirely out of his face, and there's like magical creatures everywhere. It's amazing. You need to check him out.
I think I actually did see that. I think somebody may have posted it in the Discord, and I I had a
May have
look,
been me.
and I liked what I saw. It's very trippy, kind of like very you know, that kind of psychedelic vibe. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Centipedes or something made out of his noggin. I
Yeah.
I don't know exactly. It was a lot, but it looked good. I was very much
Trees
fond
and
of the vibe.
Yeah.
Alright.
What about you, Brie?
So my recommendation, now I have to quickly think of another one because I was going to suggest the new season of Sex Education.
Which, by the way, amazing show.
A little bit different. YouTuber. I'm going to recommend the YouTuber Bailey Sarian. She's kind of, what got her really big and popular is that she'd do Get Ready With Me. Well, kind of. She would do her makeup, but also talk about some kind of true crime, and give her takes and explain what happened and what she thinks, like who did it or what the result was. And that blew up, and she's become quite popular for that. And she now has a podcast called Dark History, so a podcast where she talks about like dark things that have gone out through history. I think she's really, really entertaining. So if you need a new YouTuber or another podcast, after watching ours, of course, I'd definitely recommend checking out Bailey Sarian on YouTube. Yeah.
That sounds rad. I've been trying to get into more of those true crime sort of situations. With like, I've not really actually started my descent down into the that insane rabbit hole, but it seems like just a lot of fun.
So what about your recommendation?
You know what? Each time I've been on, I've given a horror recommendation, so I might make that a little tradition. I can be that guy. And since I just mentioned a descent, I'm going to recommend The Descent. It's a see what I little segue. The Descent is a super good movie. It's about a group of women who go spelunking in like an old sort of cave. So it's like they go caving and all this wild shit starts happening. It's very it's got a really spooky vibe, like very claustrophobic because they're crawling through tunnels that are the size of a person and like getting stuck and rock falls happen. But aside from the spooky business, it's really good because it's actually in my opinion, one of the biggest feminist horror movies that exists out there because of just how insanely cool the protagonist is and like how much she kicks ass, and it's so nice to watch this woman just totally rip in in this awful situation. It is a bit gruesome, so I will say it's not for the faint of heart. A lot of spooky, scary business going on. But yeah, it's really good. Very much would say in my top picks for horror movies. So any of you horror nerds out there, get on it if you haven't already.
All right, well, I think that's everything for this week's podcast. Yeah, it's been good. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope listeners, you enjoyed it too. Yeah, so I think that's all we've got for today. I've been Brie, or whatever. I don't know. I don't have a sign out yet. It's my first time kind of hosting. Anyway, well, I hope you all enjoyed it. Yeah, and we'll see you guys in the next podcast.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye everyone.
All right, see you. Bye.